My name is Cynthia Martel. I am the A&R agent in Franklin County, and today we're here at Huckleberry Dairy, and we're going to talk to Mark Sowers, and he is going to tell us about the energy audit program he completed.
Thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, well, I was asked to help with this program here, and about 2 years ago, Extension sent out a publication and said we could get some help on some rural energy development, on some better energy or more efficient energy projects if we had anything that we was wanting to do. And so we had just recently remodeled our parlor to some extent, and so we were looking at other options to help with the remodeling process to get some of our equipment up to date. And so it was our feeling that if we're going to do that anyway, then why not do it with the most energy efficient, and if we can get some help along the way and some guidance and some, especially some monetary benefits, then it was sound like a good thing for us to do. So basically we just filled out some forms. We were contacted by InSave, and they came out with Beverly Cox and did an energy audit, and we looked at the different things. And so all of our energy use products that we had on the farm, and then that data was collected and took back to, was sent to InSave, and then the InSave worked out a program of what they thought would save us the most money, some of the things that would help us the most, and then some of the things that might not would help us as much, but if we were, it was a guideline to help us, so that if we had to replace something, lights or any other equipment on the farm, then we could pick the most energy efficient and the most cost efficient in the long run. Some of the equipment might be more expensive, but they put it in a report that showed that you might be paying more up front, but in the long run you have a net gain of money in your pocket. So that's basically what we did. Whenever the report got back, we were able to work with the rural energy development, and I forget now what who the guy was that wrote it. Bernie, but I can't remember his last name.
Bernie Hutchins.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bernie Hutchins.
Yep.
He helped me, or I don't say he helped me. He filled out the paperwork. I provided the information and submitted the grant application to the Rural Development Agency, and we were able to get it back and submit it, and we were one of the lucky ones that were approved. So with that, at that time, Virginia Cooperative Extension was helping with the project through the tobacco grant process, and we were able to get additional funds. So that was a twofer, what I call. We were able to get 50% cost share on that, and 25% up to $2,500 on the cost of new equipment from the Tobacco Commission. So that's basically what we did, and then we'll go in a little bit and show you the new.
Good.
This is one of the pieces of equipment that we bought. Is a variable speed vacuum pump drive. Like I said, we put that in about 2 years ago after we got the energy grant and went through this process. It regulates the vacuum when we're not needing any. It slows down, and then so we're not using near as much energy on the vacuum pump. motor itself. I've went through and looked over the past. It saved me about right at about 25% in electricity cost since we had the older pump. This is the older pump here. We still have it. It's nothing really wrong with that, but it was getting some age, and we were starting to not necessarily worry about it, but we were just looking at more energy efficient things that we could do. So that one still helps us with backup. This one had got gummed up with some milk fat several months back, and the old pump, we were able to switch things and used it right along, but so that we had a backup. With this, it's got a control board with computers. Computers are good when they work, and they're not very good when they don't. So the old standby, we didn't think we could get enough trade-in value for it to justify getting rid of it for the peace of mind that we had. Now, this is a preheater we also installed with this program. At the time before, we were using instant propane to heat our hot water, and since we put this in, we've still got an electric hot water heater that we use and we did before. But we were able to cut out one hot water heater energy usage, and I just looked right here on my paper. Let me double check. I want to make sure. And I compared from the year before and the year after we placed this in, we were able to save about 44% on propane purchases. So it's really helped the energy cost on that also.
Now, Mark, can you tell us about the time commitment that you had from start to finish to allow this program to become on your farm?
Probably the first thing, spent just a little bit of time on the telephone getting the audit lined up, and then when Beverly came, she came one morning and probably spent about an hour to 2 hours looking at the various aspects of the farm energy usage. And then after that, if my memory serves me right, we spent maybe another half hour, 45 minutes on the phone with InSave, going over the audit. And then after that, as far as like the rural energy grant, was able to email Benny back and forth with some details and paperwork. We had to get quotes for the different projects, and then he was able to put that into the application and then submit it. So probably the time I spent with Benny, maybe an additional 4 to 5 hours of actual time, but that was spread out over 2 or 3 weeks or something to that effect. Afterwards, after we were approved, then mainly just lining up the work to get done, and then after the work was submitted, filling out the paperwork to get our reimbursements back, and then every quarter we were required to report to USDA or I forget now what the
rural development,
RDA, and have to submit a report. That took just a little bit of time the first time you filled out a form, but then subsequent forms very easy to follow after you once know where to put all the information that they wanted. The people there at Rural Development, they were very easy and to work with, and whenever you made a mistake, no, we need to put it in this line or whatever. So we just had to redo form a time or two so I know where everything went on each line. But other than that, probably each of those forms takes me maybe half hour, 45 minutes to complete, and probably wouldn't even take me that long if I didn't. If I did it by hand, but I'm trying to do it on the computer, and so it takes. Computer technology is great. It takes you twice as long to do it. And then, like I said, I'm still I'm due for a report this week, but we'll get those done and sent to Rural Development, and I think at least on that grant we were required to submit reports for 2 years after, so that they could tell whether or not the energy improvements were cost effective. Some of the things that we didn't incorporate just initially with that, with the energy audit, that we didn't get help from Rural Development, but something that we thought was very easy to do as far as like energy savings is whenever we replaced the light or in need of a light, we were replacing it with more energy efficient. I think if you look right here, we've got a 8-foot fluorescent 2-tube light, and it's the old T8, T12 type. We've had them in probably for 20 years, but and then right beside of it, these are the newer, the T5s, which are very energy efficient, and we were able to do that. So if anytime you're upgrading, you might as well do with the most energy efficient, at least on a cost basis. I think that you can, because these are long lasting. They're lasting a whole lot longer than the old style bulbs, and then they just put out a whole lot better light.
Mark, can you give us a summary of the program, whether you think it will be beneficial to other people, and how beneficial it was for you guys to do this?
I think it was very beneficial, even if you know, we weren't able to get the grant money. Anytime that you can get better efficiency on any equipment, or lower your cost, especially in this day and time with the dairy industries up and down and commodity prices as high as they are, I think any advantage that you can get is well worth it. It's like anything else, it takes a little time and a little commitment, but the rewards are out there. Some are a little bit greater than others, but you can find pockets in that will help you conserve the energy and save money in your pocket.
Would you try to tell other producers they should take advantage of this, if not the program, but looking into energy efficient pieces on their car?
Yes, most definitely. I think, like I said, it's really helped us in the last few years. Like I said, the energy, the electricity usages went down by 25%. Propane usages went down 44%. So that translates into money in my pocket, or our pocket. With the light efficiencies that we just showed, we're probably not seeing them quite. I don't see them as dramatic as this, but I also realize that it's a little bit at a time, and every little bit helps. So it's definitely worth it.